We need to know more about ZPM, and who better than Kaushik, who heads India Today's Northeast, excellent website. Kaushik, what's your sense? What is the Zoram People's Movement about? I asked someone a few days ago, they said, oh, this is Mizoram's answer to Aam Aadmi Party. Is it as simple as that? Some kind of a new force? Because Laltu Amma has been in politics for, he's not a newbie. He's been in politics for 30 years, was elected way back in 1984. And one trivia, the first person to be disqualified under the anti-defection law. When he left the Congress, which he had been elected on in 84, was Indira Gandhi's personal security assistant, went and spoke to Laldenga in London. So he's a fascinating figure. Tell us more about him and about ZPM.
I'll add one more trivia. He was disqualified from parliament on anti-defection. He was disqualified from assembly also last time on anti-defection. And on both instances, he actually didn't join another party. But 2018, he contested the election as an independent candidate because his party was not registered at that time.
Right.
Then the party was formed, somebody complained, and the speaker disqualified him. And he left Congress, but he didn't join any other party, or not exactly defected, but on technical grounds he was disqualified. But trivia apart, he is a fascinating character, an IPS officer who did very well in busting drugs in Goa. And that's how he became very prominent, and he was picked up by Indira Gandhi, given an out-of-turn promotion. He was security in charge and then got inspired. He played a very crucial role in bringing MNF, that time Lal Denga, the rebel leader, to mainstream. And his disciple is Joram Thanga, the incumbent CM. So it's a very interesting past, and he has been in politics for quite some time. And he has been talking about development, change and all those things because he has worked in mainstream.
Now?
That's what. Why he is clicking now, because Mizoram, most of the areas in Mizoram, it's a rural area, remote area. So the kind of stuff he was talking about, it didn't click with the rural population. Now with internet and the assimilation with the mainstream, the Mizo youth, and Mizoram is a state where 70%, nearly 70% population are under the age of 35. Now they are taking to all these new ideas that he wants to create a new system. He is talking about development. He is talking about drug. He is talking about unemployment. And if you
Why did he leave the Congress?
He left the Congress because he was, as usual, all others get disillusioned with Congress. He also, that time he was
No, but
unhappy.
he left the Congress, to be fair to him, at the peak of the Congress.
Long back. And
in the Rajiv Gandhi years.
Briefly, for less than a year, he joined MNF also.
I see. Because, he was not only a personal security to Mrs. Gandhi, he was also in charge at Asian Games as the chief security, and during the 70s, busted drugs in Goa. This was the period when the hippies were entering Goa. In the 70s, there was a lot of talk of the early entry of drugs.
And he started his career even before his graduation as an personal assistant to the first CM of Mizoram.
Okay. Let's get some reactions for a moment from the states where counting happened yesterday. And the big question in each of these capitals is, kaun banega Mukhyamantri? Because there is no clarity, frankly, in any of the states about who these parties, apart from in Telangana, hopefully, where Revant Reddy seems to be pitched, but there's no official confirmation just yet, but it seems kind of clear. Apart from that, the BJP keeping its cards very close to its chest. These are images from Parliament. I spoke to JP Ladda ji last night, and it was his birthday day before. He said, what can be bigger and better than getting this kind of a birthday gift from the voters in these poll-bound states? So he was quite delighted. I'm being told by our colleagues that when the Prime Minister enters Parliament at 11 a.m., all the BJP and NDA MPs are going to give him a standing ovation. So they've all decided this morning that they'll be giving him a standing ovation when he comes in at 11 a.m. this morning, which is when the winter session of Parliament starts.